Hi, Lucy. How are you?
Oh, good. How are you doing?
Doing great. What's your question?
Okay, my grandson has fractions, so here's what the directions say.
Okay.
For each fraction, multiply the numerator and the denominator to find the largest equivalent fraction. And that's one part A, and then part B is for a bonus. Draw a picture to illustrate each fraction. So she gave an example that said that she has 6/9, so she times 6 times 2, which equals 12, and then 9 times 2 is 18, so it's 12/18, and then also the bonus, it says draw a picture to illustrate each fraction. So do they mean like draw a pie?
They could either. It really doesn't matter. A pie might be easiest. It kind of depends. It could also be just a rectangular diagram, just so that when you have the diagram, your denominator is the total number of pieces, and then the numerator is the total number shaded. It doesn't really matter, I guess, what shape it is that you choose.
Okay, like a triangle, and then the top part would be probably smaller than the bottom part, right? And then maybe one or the other, maybe the denominator shaded in?
So the denominator tells you how many total pieces are in whatever shape it is that you have. So let's say you did a pie. For example, that's 6/9. The denominator would tell you, and I'm not sure if you can see the TV screen right now or see us live.
What station are you guys on?
We're on channel 22, the DPS, the Comcast DPStv.
Okay.
But if you can't see it, I'll try to describe it as best as I can. So with the 6/9, if let's say you were doing a pie shape, you would have that pie cut into 9 equal pieces. And it's also important that those pieces are equal.
Yeah.
And then you would shade in 6 of them.
To show the numerator, correct?
Yes, exactly. So the numerator is always how many is shaded, and then the denominator is always how many pieces in one whole there are.
Okay. So am I correct in saying that she showed an example, like I mentioned, 6 times 2, which equals 12, and 9 times 2 is 18. So the rest of the problems we do the same as she demonstrated for the example, correct?
Yes. Would you read the directions for me one more time just to make sure I've got that?
Because my grandson is saying, no, Grandma, you don't do it that way. I said, you do, Angelo, but I said, you know what? I will call just to make sure that you're right and I'm wrong.
I'm so glad that you're calling. Thank you, by the way.
Okay. So the directions is, it's a fraction practice. She has up on top, and then it says, for each fraction, comma, multiply the numerator and the denominator to find the largest equivalent fraction.
I guess the part that I'm not understanding is largest equivalent fraction, because just like how the example you showed me with the 6/9, and then you multiplied both the numerator by 2, that gives us an equivalent fraction, but largest, you could always, we can always go larger. We could take that 6/9 and multiply both of the numerator and denominator by 100 if we wanted, or by 1,000 if we wanted, and those would all be equivalent fractions. Really, as long as you're multiplying both the numerator and denominator by the same number, it's going to be an equivalent fraction, and they will be equal.
Okay, yeah, because she does have the word larger underlined.
Oh, larger.
And to me, that
okay,
kind of
larger.
threw me off.
Perfect. Then that's exactly right. That's exactly how to do it.
Okay, so the way that I explained to you is the correct way, correct?
Yes, it is.
Okay, good. Well, even though I'm a grandma, I guess I haven't lost my touch.
No, you did a wonderful job. That's awesome. Thank you so much for calling in. And call us anytime if you ever come across something like that again. We're happy to answer your questions.
Yeah, because, my grandson came to live with me for 6 months, and it's like, I don't want to do any homework, okay? And it's like, I don't have a choice. And I thought, okay, we're going to find one way to do it, okay? If we get stuck somewhere, so.
Yeah, and
I really thank you, and whoever came up with this resource to call in, I thank them because, I was thinking, gosh, how do they help parents that haven't been to school for years and years, decades, not years, decades, and then, you try to help the elementary and junior high and high school to do their homework, and it's like, wow,
You're
So it's a good
absolutely right.
resource.
And there are a lot of things that are taught differently now than were maybe taught when we were back in school anyways. So, no, I
Right.
completely agree. I think it's a great resource for students and parents alike. So, honestly, thank you so much for calling. And anytime, call us back.
Yeah. And then nothing, and then you don't feel frustrated because you're stuck and you don't know, wait until, you talk to your teacher tomorrow morning. Well, you need to turn the homework in. So,
You're
but
absolutely
I thank you
right.
guys very much. You guys are doing a great job.
Thank you so much. We really
for
appreciate
calling.
your call.
Okay. Bye-bye.
All right, take care.